Hi, my name is Ash, I should pronounce it, regardless. A couple things Jonathan was saying. Number one, I would ask him to, back up his claims with evidence, not just, his personal thoughts and beliefs. And number two is that we are talking about a serious topic right now. I mean, we're talking about 250,000 deaths that are occurring in Syria. The death toll is still rising, with 30,000 children amongst the dead. These innocent civilians are caught in a crossfire between a battle that they really shouldn't be caught in at all. This has created an issue that has spread across the entire world. As we've seen, there's about 12 million refugees, and that number is still growing. We are trying our best with taking in these refugees, but this is still a growing problem, and for us to just sit and do nothing is both immoral and inefficient. Another thing is that ISIS, we just found out, is that they're aggressively trying to actually attain chemical weapons. Weapons that were used by Assad, killing 3,000 civilians back in, I believe it was 2014 or 2013. Another thing is, we know because of a well-known war reporter, Jürgen Todhofer, I never pronounced that name, he actually spent 10 days with ISIS. He spent 10 days, he was allowed to enter their territory, and he witnessed all the brutality of ISIS's extent. And when he came back, this is what he had to say about ISIS. He said that they are extremely brutal, not just head-cutting. I'm talking about the strategy of religious cleansing. That's their official philosophy. They are talking about 500 million people who have to die. I'm talking about you guys, me, Jonathan, everybody. We all gotta go. To ISIS, yes, essentially. ISIS, another thing is that they plan to take over the world, as you heard from the earlier debates, by 2020. And to do that, they definitely have to attack the Western world. They've already attacked France, and they've admitted to wanting to attack the Washington, I believe it was. So that is something that we're going to have to pay attention to. This is not going to go away. The current situation, at least what we're doing, is that we're leading in humanitarian aid in Syria. We're contributing $4.5 billion of aid since the beginning of the Syrian crisis. But militarily, we haven't done much besides, some airstrikes. President Obama recently actually issued a handful of special ops, about 50 special ops operatives, to be sent to Syria and to advise the SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces, to kind of get the ball rolling to fight and defeat ISIS. ISIS right now controls a significant portion of Syria and surrounds the area, according to the map of Syria, the Institute of the Study of War created, and they are expanding. So they're expanding their grip more and more. The only defense that really exists is the Kurds, who are now leading the DFS or the SDF, Syrian Democratic Forces, and they're pushing ISIS back. And they recently captured Sinjar, a city in Syria, from ISIS control. So what we got to do on our part is we have to equip the SDF. We have to equip the Syrian Democratic Forces, and we have to train them. We already are giving them about 50 tons of ammunition and weaponry to, get the job done. But the truth is, a lot of them are very informal. In training. They don't know exactly how to combat these ISIS soldiers. They still are fairly new in the process, and we need to train them in order for them to be effective against ISIS. We need to support the SDF more than just controlled airstrikes. We need to fight alongside them. John McCain actually said that it is immoral for us to just train them and toss them to the side to go fight a battle. We've done that in the past. About 54 we've trained, I believe it was, and they all were killed because they're alone. They're fighting. We need to help them. We need to back them up. We need to send troops. Another thing is we need to work unilaterally with the nations, our neighboring nations, Russia, France. We already started talks with them, and to take care of this growing threat of ISIS. And lastly is that we need to take measures that will financially starve ISIS. ISIS, they make a lot of money, believe it or not. And we need to cripple them if we can, and we will. Thank you.
Yeah. be good.